Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger. This is the podcast where we've got to fight the fight, where we've got to fall the falls, we've got to light the light and call the calls, because you must race the race so we can face the face.
Okay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Michael, I think. I'm not sure anymore. That was confusing and full of metaphors.
None of that was metaphors.
Sorry about that weird thing. We're pausing to try and preempt some construction that's happening behind us.
Yes, because we don't want to have loud noises while we're trying to construct a good time for you here on the podcast. My name is Matt.
Michael, hey.
We watch episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, then we talk about them.
Yep.
Today, we're going to watch episode 126
Yes.
of the podcast.
Yep.
Entitled
Final Face-Off.
I was hoping you were going to mime that one to me as well, but that didn't work out for me.
I'm sorry.
Final Face Off is what we're watching. It's Power Rangers. Before we do that, though, I'm going to tell you we have a website.
Yep.
www.rangeredpodcast.com. If you want to send us an email, we're rangeredpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @RangerDcast. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, TuneIn. Plus, we have a shop, rangeredpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy things and stuff. And if for some reason you're on Google+, we're there too.
Yep.
Now, before we watch today's episode, Michael,
Yes.
I want you to tell me what we're going to talk about right now.
Are we going to talk about Face-Off? The
No.
John Woo film?
No.
No?
Never.
Could we?
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, of course I've seen... Who hasn't seen Face Off?
I don't know. Maybe you hadn't seen Face-Off. It's kind of terrible, but I kind of love it.
Oh, yeah, it's like Mission Impossible 2. It's
Sure.
terrible, but I'll never not watch it if it's on.
Yeah. Mission Impossible 2 is just...
It's easily the worst film of the franchise, but it's a lot of fun.
I don't love the first Mission Impossible either.
No, I think that's the second worst
But
one.
I think that's also a little just because it's now like a 25-year-old film.
Yeah.
And it's especially a 25-year-old action film.
Also because they've started having a lot more fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
That
first one is very serious.
It is, and it shouldn't be that serious.
I think Emilio Estevez gets crushed at the top of a lift, 10 minutes in.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Why do that to Emilio Estevez?
I know, right? What did he ever do to you?
He's the second best Sheen.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Second best Mighty Duck.
After who?
I don't know.
The duck who leads the team.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I've never seen the Mighty Ducks.
Really?
I'm very familiar with the animated children's television show about
it's great.
actual ducks.
Yeah, alien ducks.
Yeah, who play hockey and are also superheroes, and no one thinks that those two might be linked, despite the fact that they're the only humanoid ducks.
And also, as superheroes, they're hockey themed.
Yep. It's just, if there was a team of anthropomorphic duck men who played hockey and a team of anthropomorphic duck men hockey superheroes, and yet everyone's like,
Who could they be? That show was one of the best, worst, stupid marketing calls in the world. Someone at Disney said, "Oh, we should make a cartoon show, but a cartoon show about just hockey the sport would be boring. What if we made them alien duck superheroes from space?"
And they fought like dragon monsters and shit.
Yeah, with hockey powers.
Yeah.
That should be bad.
It shouldn't work,
no,
should it?
But it totally worked.
Yeah. Much like, that's how I feel about Face Off as well.
Yeah.
It's like Travolta and Cage. I don't think... Nicolas Cage, I think, is a good actor. Okay, here's what Nicolas Cage is. Nicolas Cage is an actor who always gives 100%.
Absolutely. Nicolas Cage commits.
Yes.
And that is admirable.
Sometimes he's committing to, playing Adam West, basically.
Yes.
And sometimes he's committing to being a detective screaming about bees.
Yes.
And sometimes he's committing to discovering national treasures.
Yes.
But he's always just...
And sometimes he's committing to being on fire and on a motorcycle.
Look, if you told me that Nicolas Cage demanded to be actually set alight for Ghost Rider... Wasn't there a thing when he was shooting the second one where he got, all done up in skull face paint.
Yeah.
That was a thing, right?
Yeah, it was a thing.
And not like for the film.
No, this is a getting character. I like that guy.
John Travolta.
I don't love that guy.
No, take him or leave him.
Yeah.
Leave him, maybe.
But he's got a presence.
Yes.
Not like a good presence, but he's never boring. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good film. John Woo knows how to do it.
He knows how to do that sort of film.
Oh, yeah. Look, I wouldn't get him to direct, like, Avengers 3.
An episode of The West Wing.
Although, Martin Sheen walking down a corridor while doves fly everywhere, you're telling me you wouldn't watch the shit out of that?
Yeah, alright, I would.
Yeah,
I take it back.
That's great. Anyway, do you think that this episode is going to actually be the final face-off of anyone?
No.
Like, no one's going to go away after this episode, are they?
No, I think it was just alliteration.
Do you think, like, face-stealing monster?
Absolutely.
Or, like, face-swapping or...
Or just like disguise monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But no, we're going to do emails.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done emails in ages.
I love mail, especially when it's from the internet.
That's true. It's better than regular mail.
Sometimes. You can't get Lego on the internet.
Well, you can get Lego from the internet.
Yeah, but then it just comes in regular mail. It doesn't come in email.
That's true.
It's a problem. I've always said that's a problem with email.
Is that you can't transmit Lego via it?
No Lego transfer.
I've fallen back into Lego pretty deep, guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
You really have. I've started on Lego Dimensions.
Yep.
Which is weird for me because I was steadfastly against the Lego games for a significant period of time. You played like the first one, maybe. I played Lego Batman.
Yep.
Right? And it turns out, have this weird compulsion to finish games.
Yep.
And in Lego, that means breaking every single bit of the scenery throughout the entire game.
Yep.
And picking up all the tiny little pieces that fall out.
Yep.
As it goes click, 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 it fills up a little bar.
You see, I've got that OCD too, but I love it.
Yeah, but I got to the point where hearing that clicking drove me insane because I was like, I have to get bits.
Sure.
So I never wanted to play another one. And then I got Lego Dimensions for Sarah, like thinking that'll be a game for her to play and I don't have to get involved. And I had a good time.
It's just Lego's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clever game.
Yeah. Anyway,
Emails.
If I don't read your email and you sent us an email, it might be because I'm going to reply to it via email, or it might be because I missed it.
Or am I because we're going to read out on Dino Charge?
Yeah, there are some also ones that were more about Dino Charge, so we'll read that on the Dino Charge podcast. So this email is from Robert.
Hey, Robert.
And he
it's my
says,
middle name.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Matthew Robert Groom.
No, I know that. Now other people can impersonate you.
Yeah.
He says, hey guys, I just started to rewatch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and I wanted to find a podcast to go along with it.
Hey! We
says,
can fill that niche.
I'm glad that I found you guys as you are pretty much the only good Power Rangers podcast out there.
Oh, that's nice to say.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know about Power Rangers, but there's a fantastic Sentai podcast called Super Sentai Brothers.
We do love those guys. Yeah. I feel like I should mention, I don't listen to any other Power Rangers podcasts. It's not a value judgment against any of them. There's some that I listened to in the past. I've listened to a bunch of episodes of No Pink Spandex in particular.
Yep.
It's just that, first of all, if I put any more Power Rangers into my life, I might go insane.
Yes.
And second of all, don't want to be influenced or steal anything. It's just easier if there's no crossover there.
I will say, it's not a podcast, but Chris Sims does a weekly column on Comics Alliance called Ranger Station, where he just recaps Mighty Morphin episodes.
He does what we do, but he's very far behind us.
Yes. In time, not in quality. I will say.
No. Yeah, sure.
I don't read those much the same reason Michael just said, but everything else Chris Sims writes is fantastic, so that's probably great too.
Yeah. While we're talking about Comics Alliance,
yes.
Dylan Todd's recaps of The Flash are the second best thing about The Flash.
Yes.
The best thing about The Flash is watching The Flash.
Because it's an amazing show.
Yeah. Anyway, he's only on episode 2.
Yep.
So it's going to be a long time before he hears us reading his email.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be nice when he finally gets it?
I know, right? He'll be like, I don't remember sending that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys are still going strong, so I have content to look forward to. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Oh, thanks, man.
So
appreciate
thanks,
that.
Robert. All right, this one's a longer one from, I'm going to assume it's Javier.
Ooh.
It's probably not Javier.
No, probably not.
Right.
Is this a Bardem fame?
Yeah, that's exactly who it is. It's the bad guy from Skyfall.
Skyfall.
Yeah. That's who it is. He's writing to us. When he was trapped in that glass tube, he was like, "Can I get an iPad so I can send an email to my favorite podcast?"
Well, that's what he's going to do. He probably listened to all 100 and something episodes while in that glass case.
That's okay. Anyway.
That's why he went crazy.
Anyway, he's glad we're enjoying season 3. He agrees with us that it's got technical merit over the first 2 seasons, improvements in writing and storytelling.
Yep.
Ninja and Rito are great. Villains.
I would call Ninja a technical improvement.
Yep. Villains are entertaining, doing good things with Bulk and Skull.
Yep.
But he feels like he's watched MMPR a lot of times in his life.
Yep.
And he loses interest kind of in this middle part of season 3. And he feels like the issue to him is the Rangers.
Yes.
Specifically, like the 3 new ones particularly are kind of, they don't really have like a thing each.
No.
They've just kind of got a martial arts person.
Yeah. I mean, Adam's thing is that he's awesome, but I take that point.
Yeah.
Yep. And I agree. Like, Rocky, obviously, terrible.
Yes.
And Aisha's just so boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's just nothing about her that is anyway interesting. And all of the scenes that she's in are played with the exact same tone.
Yeah.
She's always just that one thing.
Yeah.
No
Adam's
fan.
great.
Adam's great.
We love Adam.
Yeah. I mean, there was that thing last week where his Zord made little frogs come out of it, and then he electrocuted a guy.
It's the best thing that's ever happened on Power Rangers.
Well, let's not go that far. But it was pretty cool.
It was pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh boy.
Yeah?
Well, he says that passing the lantern,
Yes.
which we saw and quite enjoyed.
Yep.
We were quite impressed with how racially sensitive it was for the
Yep.
show. It might be Adam's last focus episode until Zeo.
Oh, that's brutal. Like a stake through the heart. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to prepare myself for that one.
Yeah, and so he's saying he feels like he'd rather watch a stupid show with entertaining protagonists
Yes.
than a well-written one with boring protagonists.
I get that.
I certainly understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, sometimes it saves it. I feel like, in particular, I'm thinking of Dino Charge. There's episodes that would be bland.
Yep.
But because I love all those guys,
Yep.
they just manage to pull it off.
And I think, too, Dino Charge has the benefit of it's almost across the board consistently and technically better.
Yes.
As well as having characters that are genuinely interesting and lovable.
Yeah.
So that's why that's a better show.
Yeah. I don't think the problem was unfixable for these guys. Like,
No, they just needed to be better rounded out. I suspect they were introduced in a rush and they didn't really have time to figure out what their deal was.
Yeah.
And then obviously found it difficult to retrofit that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand why they didn't want to bring in people who matched the archetypes of the people that left.
No, but I feel like if you'd like shuffled them around a little,
Yeah.
that would have been
Fine.
close enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you for the email, Javier.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know that we're in for hurt.
Sadness and pain
Yep.
coming down the line. So this next email is from Hannah. It's a very quick one.
Hey, Hannah.
She says, "Hey, it's Hannah from Ohio."
Hey, Hannah from Ohio.
I don't think there's one Hannah in Ohio. She just can introduce herself like that.
Well, I'm glad we found the one Hannah in Ohio. Or really, she found us,
Yeah.
I should say.
So she was wondering if there's any way to get Tim's songs, because she would love to have one as a ringtone.
You know what? We could probably find a way to make that happen.
So, Tim's version of the Power Friends theme.
Yes, the full extended
The
version.
full extended version is available with the $5 bundle of our movie special.
Yes.
Which you can get at rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop. That's got... the version we put up on YouTube with the video is just a chorus and a verse.
Yep.
This has got a second verse and a bridge and a little break that is just Tim did without telling me and just gets me every time.
It's really good.
It's a really good version. If you got the full package and hadn't listened to that yet, really just
Go do
whack
it.
it on because it's really good.
And you also get a whole bunch of other pretty good stuff.
You do. I don't want to just turn this into an ad, but there's a lot of content in that. So if you're thinking about it...
rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, the Dino Charge theme
Yep.
we put up for download somewhere.
Yep.
And I will link it in the show notes for this one.
Yep.
We've never put up his Mighty Morphin theme, but I can do that.
Let's do it. Why
Yeah.
not? Yep. Let's make it happen.
So check the show notes for this episode, Hannah.
There you go. A little present for Hannah.
And for anyone else, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. This email is from Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, guys. My name is Brian from Virginia. Really love the podcast.
Only Brian from Virginia.
Have been listening since the middle of last year.
Wow.
He was looking for other people that liked and talked about Power Rangers.
Wow.
He's found those guys.
Yeah, that's us.
So you're talking about his first Power Rangers toys were the flip-head Mighty Morphin Rangers?
Those are very popular, I'm finding out.
Yeah, did you have any?
No.
Really?
No, I had other Power Ranger stuff, quite a lot, but never those, interestingly.
Interesting. And his first episode was Food Fight.
Yep.
And he knows that because he's got the VHS.
That's a good one to have a VHS of, because it's one of those memorably crazy episodes.
Pudgy Pig could stand to come back.
He's pretty great.
He was a good. Anyway, he's just hope we keep going through the season. So we're definitely...
See what we can do.
It's never, ever going to end.
Hey, whoa, hang on. It may end.
Yeah, okay. This show will...
All things end.
All things end at some point. So this episode, this email, is from Corbin, and I'm not going to read it all the way through.
Yep.
Because he sent through a 33-page Google document with pictures.
Whoa!
That is like the first episode of an adaptation of Go Busters.
What?
Where we are characters.
What?
So I'm not going to read it aloud.
Yep.
Because it's very long.
Yep.
But I think I will just let you read it in your own time, and we may have to talk about that at a separate point.
Totally.
So thank you, Corbin, and we will definitely read it and talk about it in the future. I know you sent it ages ago, and I kept meaning to get to it, but we finally got to it. This email is from Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Sorry, I got a little confused by my tabs.
Oh, only one A?
Yeah, there's only one A.
Okay.
It doesn't have a complication.
Jake.
Yes. So Jake wishes an ahoy first.
Oh, I didn't know you could wish someone an ahoy.
Well, it's just, ahoy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he greets us with an ahoy.
So that was your mistake, not his.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a mistake.
I would.
Okay, well, I mean, buddy. Okay.
Call him like I see him.
Okay, so he was introduced to our podcast thanks to the Super Sentai Brothers,
Hey!
who we talked about before.
Yeah.
And he's been listening to several episodes a day.
Oh, boy. See you, doctor.
Yeah, if symptoms persist, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I always feel bad about telling people not to listen to the podcast.
Well, I'm not saying don't listen to it, just be careful.
Yeah, definitely.
I did this with Harmontown.
Yeah.
I binged Harmontown and then hit Overdose Point, and now I haven't been able to listen to it for months.
Right.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You don't burn out.
Yeah.
Pace yourself on Range Danger. There's a lot.
There's so much. I think there's about 130 hours of Ranger Danger.
It's a lot.
I think you could do it in 5 straight days.
Yeah.
Don't do it in
ever
5
do
straight
that.
days. Definitely. Like, unless maybe you just had it on in the background and you actually slept and did other things.
Or if it was like a very high concept art piece.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, you have to stay in a room for 5 days and just listen to us forever.
Ranger Danger Danger.
Yeah, that would be dangerous.
We should get someone to do that.
No, that would be horrible. I think that's against the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably a war crime.
Yeah.
That's fair. Anyway, he's majoring in graphic design.
Hey,
And-
someone here knows a little bit about that.
Yeah, if you've seen Matt's illustrations, you know it's not him. Hashtag secret hashtag. Yeah, and he's saying that Power Rangers and their like themes and motifs was a large part of how that interest was sparked in that.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. And he said he was originally going to email us when he caught up, but decided that it would be better for him to just hear it out of the blue. So surprise, Jake!
Hey!
Can't wait to get caught up. P.S. Tim and Lauren are his favourite guests.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't like to play favourites, but I think they're our favourite guests as well.
I like Sarah as well.
Yeah,
But-
that's fair. Yes, Tim and Lauren and Sarah are our favourite guests.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I like graphic designers. I work with like 6 of them.
You
so-
do. You probably know too many graphic designers.
That's definitely true. Like, before I started at my current agency, I knew lots because I went to university with you, who knows
Yes.
a million graphic
I basically
designers.
know nothing but lesbian graphic designers.
Yep. And then I got to work where I do now, and now work with, like...
Some of the best graphic designers, actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're pretty cool guys, I found,
If
generally.
you need graphics designed, Matt knows so many people.
I do know so many people.
Alright, so this email is from Richard.
Hey, Richard.
So Richard is wondering if watching the putties now, we see a resemblance to the Minions from the Despicable Me franchise.
Nope.
I think not physically, but like characterally.
Nope.
No?
I like putties.
Do you not like Minions?
I hate Minions.
Right.
And that's not entirely the fault of Minions.
Sure.
It's the fault of humans who have turned, for some inexplicable reason, them into a, like, terrible meme delivery mechanism. You know?
I'm going to put a link in the show notes to Matt and my favourite Minion meme.
When you say favourite, it's the one that made me almost have an aneurysm from anger. I can't, like...
I'm laughing thinking about it.
Like, since seeing that, like, I always had that reaction to them, but since seeing that one specifically,
Yeah.
I get, like, murderously filled with rage whenever I see any of the official Minion stuff. Like, the trailer for that movie,
Yep.
I wanted to write a letter of complaint.
All right, we're at the train station that I used to get off at before I changed jobs. There were video ads for the Minions telling me not to go on the tracks.
Yeah.
I did occasionally think, maybe I'll do it just to show them.
Yeah, screw you, Minions.
I think what Richard is kind of getting at from the rest of the email is you could make, like, a show that was just about the putties and about them being, like, bumbling comedy characters going, like...
Oh, definitely. I think there's, like, a great office sitcom about putties.
About, like, the basement of the Moon Palace.
Yeah, and sort of, like, where they go on lunch breaks and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there's something to that. I just hate Minions. Capital M Minions, not small M Minions. Small M Minions are fine.
You like just other people's Minions.
Yeah, I mean, they're the workhorses of villainy. You know,
Sure.
they're the 99% of evil.
There's a lot to take in there. All right, and I think that's enough for emails at the moment. We've gone on for quite a while.
All right.
So, if you've got another email, please send us an email. Matt, where can they send us an email?
rangeedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, just .com.
That's right.
All right, we're going to go watch Final Face Off. Face Swap Monster?
Yeah,
probably?
face swap monster.
I don't know what that...
That's just disappointed. It's like, you know,
Oh.
I would love to be surprised, but I don't think I'm.
Right, like it'd be great if this was Goldar's Last Stand.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, but it's not going to be that.
Okay, well, let's find out.
All right, we'll see you in a sec, guys. And we're back.
Yep.
That was better than last
It
week.
was definitely better than last week.
It was a strange one, though.
I mean, I feel like we say that a lot,
Yeah, that's true.
but this in particular was...
It was an odd one.
Yeah.
Man, the fact that Amy Jo Johnson is becoming less and less involved in the show is becoming more and more transparent.
This one, they're like, oh, she's off doing stuff.
Oh, I think they go, gymnastics, ha ha ha. And that's like a punchline,
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah.
Anyway, should take it from the top?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine very soon she just leaves the show completely.
Yes.
And then, at least they don't have to write around her not being interested in being on the show anymore.
Yes, absolutely. So this one opens up in a new location, which
Completely new.
is, like, very surprising.
Yep.
They are on their way to a museum, I suppose.
Yep.
To see an exhibition as part of a school report.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this exhibition is from a fictional nation,
Kamala.
Kamala. I hope that's a fictional nation, or I'm going to feel terrible.
I've certainly not heard of it.
Yeah. And it is... the exhibition is being run by Xena Warrior Princess, which is very exciting.
I don't think that's what's going on.
Oh.
I think it's just a lady.
Oh, okay. Is her name not Xena?
No, her name is Azina.
Ah, she's just a Xena. She's not the Xena.
Yeah, she's Azina. So they've got some sort of research report to do for school.
Yep.
And they have to come in. Kim came in during the week. She's so busy with those pan-global games.
Yeah, they're so pan in global. You know, when they arrive at this museum, they arrive in what is basically just the Dino Charge Jeep.
Yep.
It's clearly a thing for the show.
It's the most convenient way to get 5 or 6 characters in one car.
Yeah, but also you'd be able to see them. So
Yes.
you'd be like, it's those characters.
It's all of the Power Rangers. I understand who is here.
Yeah, well, all the Power Rangers except for one of them.
Who is off doing gymnastics.
Yeah. Gymnastics.
Bulk and Skull are also there.
Yep.
And they've got an added complication. If they fail this report, they're off the junior police force.
Dun, dun, dun.
Seems fair enough for that to have a GPA requirement.
Yeah, I think so.
So-
I mean, you don't want to end up with police officers like Bulk and Skull, I guess.
No, you really don't. So, Matt, describe to me this exhibit.
It is an exhibit
Yep.
about the face-stealing monster of this country's culture.
Yep.
So they have some masks there that look vaguely tribal in nature. And these masks were used by a group of heroes to face the face-stealing monster,
Called the Face Stealer.
called the Face Stealer, and stop it from sort of terrorizing any more people.
Yep.
Because it was going around and taking people's faces and turning them into zombies.
Leaving them without souls.
That's right.
On
And,
the fourth full moon once a year.
yeah. And people need their souls.
They do.
So they've got these masks set up.
Yep.
And then they have a jar on display.
What's in the jar, Matt?
Oh, the face-stealing monster. It's just sitting on a trestle table in a museum. Now, the way the curator of the exhibit talks to the Rangers, well, it's interesting that she seems pretty high up because she's the cultural ambassador for this country, and is just talking to random teenagers who walk into the exhibit.
I mean, maybe, Kamala isn't a huge country.
Sure.
And she's like, wow, they're interested in our shit? I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll talk to whoever about the Face Stealer.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty interesting topic, so I get it. And she asks how much they know about it, and it turns out the two coolest Rangers, Billy and Adam, know everything about the Face Stealer.
I imagine Billy, read up in advance.
Yes.
And maybe he, had a chat with Adam on the way. He was like...
I feel like it's the sort of creature that Adam would hear about and be like, that's the coolest. I'm going to read everything about this guy. They relate that they know, the deal with the Face Stealer.
It's interesting
Yep.
that, it's obvious that everyone considers it to be, a myth.
Yes.
But this is a universe with real monsters.
Bulk and Skull in particular talk like it's crazy to believe this sort of thing.
Yeah,
But they are assaulted by monsters on the regular.
Yeah.
So that's not a well-placed skepticism.
I'm sure in the British Museum, if you went to, or any random museum, but I'm just that's a museum with lots of stuff in it.
Yep.
You'd find a dozen things that cultures believed contained monsters.
Yep.
Right? But we don't have monster attacks once a week.
Yes.
It's reasonable for us to go, there are probably not monsters in these things.
Yes.
For them, I'd maybe just keep it safe just in case.
But even in our world, I probably just wouldn't stick it on a table, maybe
At least
behind
a
some
barrier
glass.
of some kind?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that doesn't happen. We're up to Lord Zed and Rita on the moon now?
Yeah, so Lord Zed does not believe that there's a Face Stealer.
Yeah, monsters?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Specifically, Lord Zed, he who has no face.
Yes.
He thinks the idea of a face-stealing monster is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Today, conveniently, fourth full moon of the year.
Yeah, which is when the Face Stealer steals faces.
Yep.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
So Rita decides that she's going to steal the jar.
Yep.
Get the Face Stealer.
Yep.
And then they'll have a Face Stealer.
Yeah, that's a solid plan.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a Face Stealer?
Well, me.
Yeah, that's true. Especially once you see the Face Stealer.
Oh boy, we'll get to that in a sec. So Squat and Babu and Rito go down.
Yep.
And as the Rangers see them, as they're leaving, and I think it's Rocky, it might be Adam, someone says, last time I checked, they weren't into ancient cultures.
Yeah.
I understand the gist of that sentence, but when was the last time you checked?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
What if Squat actually really is into ancient Earth cultures?
Squat would be the one. If Squat was really into Kamalan and Norse mythology, I'd be like, yeah,
Sure.
probably.
He's got to have a hobby.
He seemed like a pretty switched on dude.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of spare time to kill. Maybe.
Anyway, they summon Tengas, and the Rangers morph into their ninja costumes.
Yeah, and they do ninja fighting, and they use those ninja powers again.
Yeah, that's nice.
It is nice. They're not super great powers, but I like the consistency.
Yeah, it's good to see them.
Yeah, it's kind of a terrible Tenga fight, though, as far as these things go.
Yeah, it's not great.
I suspect because it's like a very public place,
Yeah.
they couldn't really do a lot of stunt work, so they had to kind of, lowball this one.
Sure. So meanwhile, Squat and Babu and Rito go in.
Yep.
And they just grab the urn and the masks. There's no security system. Nothing at all. And then a group of kids comes around a corner.
Yeah. This is an amazing part of the episode.
Squat and Babu and Rito grab exhibit signs,
yes,
and hold them up in front of them.
Yep.
And Squat in particular has an out of order sign.
Yes. And they're standing next to a giant gorilla holding a spear that has a sign on it that says extinct.
Yep. You remember when giant spear gorillas all died?
No.
It was tragic.
And also, the way the kids react to them is like, oh, they had some weird monsters back in the day.
Yeah.
Like they are representations of mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Right? But they're standing next to an extinct gorilla?
I mean, kids are dumb.
Yeah, I guess.
Here's what's even dumber. As soon as the kids look away...
They teleport away?
They teleport away.
Yeah. Can I just say, maybe it wasn't to hide. Maybe they just wanted to do a bit.
Okay. I'm willing to buy that.
Especially for those characters.
Sure.
They got to get a little joy in their lives,
They know they're just going to go back up and get yelled at by someone.
Exactly.
They're like, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Rangers kind of beat the Tengas, but also
kind of just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rangers just kind of all bounce over to a corner and demorph.
Yeah.
And I guess the Tengas just walk away. It's really a weird...
I noticed that too. It's a weird transition.
So they go inside.
Yep.
The face stealer's gone.
Yep.
And so are the masks.
No! Xena Warrior Princess is very worried.
The Rangers say to her, we'll go look for clues.
Yes.
Why not call the police? She doesn't know they're the Power Rangers.
No.
If something got stolen and I just ran in and was like, I'll investigate, they'd say, no, fuck off, who are you?
Having said that, if some kids came in and said, oh, we'll have a look around for it, I'd say, oh, okay, great. And as soon as they left, call the police.
Sure.
There's no reason to not do that.
Okay, that's fair. Let them, they might find something.
Maybe. Yeah, it can't hurt, right?
Yep. So, on the moon...
Yep.
Rita's like, alright, well, face stealer o'clock, does some magic on the urn, and she says, if this works like I think it will, we'll have our own face stealer.
Yeah. So when she says works like I think it will, does she mean if I manage to lift the lid off a jar? Because that's all that has to happen, right?
Maybe she, by that she means if this actually contains a face stealer.
Right. Yes. So, following that logic, if this actually contains a face stealer, it will contain a face stealer.
It will contain a face stealer.
Yeah. Turns out it does contain a face stealer.
Is this the most horrifying monster we've had on the show?
That's a big call, but it's definitely a contender.
There's been some doozies,
yeah,
but this one is just...
It's messed up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just a large, fleshy head.
Yep.
With
like a sphere, really.
Yeah. With a monstrous mouth.
Yep.
2 short, stubby legs.
Yep.
For eyes, it has 2 vaguely human-coloured faces. Human-shaped faces.
Yep.
But it's still flesh-coloured.
Yep.
And it's wearing, animal fur on its back, like a cape.
Yep.
And on top, it has 2 just big, fleshy kind of ear things.
Yep.
I don't even know how to describe those.
No, yeah.
It's messed up.
It's just so messed up.
But then it also has a little baggie. And on the little baggie is happy little face badges.
I can't tell if that makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I think better. I'm going to go with better.
I'm looking up now what the Sentai counterpart is.
Yep.
Because...
I would love to know what the deal is.
Oh, shit, a dickhole.
Whoa. Hang on.
In the Sentai, do you want to know how it stole faces?
Yes.
It licked their faces.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Oh wow!
What?
That is a messed up thing.
That's made it so much worse.
And having seen that, I can now see that the flappy bits on top, when they come down, they make a jack-o'-lantern
face,
a pumpkin face. That's terrifying.
I did not think that could become more horrific.
But yeah, it did it. Good job.
Great work, Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Experts in monsters.
Oh, that's so messed up.
Yeah. Is there anything in there about what the deal is with that thing?
Not really. He's like a jack-o'-lantern monster who licks and steals people's faces.
Yeah, I guess they'll do it. I have to imagine the face-sealing effects in Japan were better than the American ones.
Oh, I mean, that couldn't be hard. So the Rangers are like, oh god, the face stealer's coming.
Yep.
Zordon says it's never been determined if this legend had any basis in reality. It happened while he was on Earth, right?
Yeah. I think.
Was he not paying attention?
Oh, definitely not.
He didn't notice a face-stealing monster being fought by 5 young people wearing masks.
Just not really, like, in his interests.
Not across it?
No.
Not across that sort of thing?
No.
This is the perfect time for him to say, the day I fear most
has arrived.
Like, this would be totally justifiable as, I know they sealed it, I was hoping they'd never free it.
Yep.
They have.
They have.
No, he's just like, I don't know. I was building a giant robot T-Rex. I've been busy.
Maybe he got Netflix a few thousand years early and was watching Gilmore Girls.
That's fair.
If you're out on your own...
I think if you do more than 7 seconds, we get sued.
Okay. Well, that'll have to be it.
Okay, that's good.
It's stuck in everyone's heads now, though.
Great. Great. Okay, so... Because the face stealer is so strong, they need the power of Titanus
Yes.
and the Ninja Ultrazord.
Yes.
2 things.
Yes.
1, why did this episode air after the previous episode?
Yes.
Because they just reintroduced a thing having already appeared.
Yes.
2nd, this is the only time we're ever going to see the Ninja Ultrazord.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
Because it's in the opening credits of every episode this season.
Yep.
That's messed up.
Yep. And there's another fact about the Ninja Ultrazord that we'll get to when we get up to it.
I think I know what it is.
But it's just...
strange choices.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Why? I feel like they did this with Thor as well. He was in an episode and then they introduced him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Why?
I don't...
Is it so hard to keep them in order?
Yeah, I understand that, like, airing dates get shuffled around and stuff like that, and that's why the show is created without any real sort of ongoing story arc.
Sure.
Is because no one cared about getting the ordering schedule of a kids' TV show right.
But just... it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Rangers morph and are about to fight the horrifying face stealer, and then Bulk and Skull show up and suck all the tension out of the episode.
They do wander down the hill, yeah. But also, it's one of the situations where obviously they're not, but you do get that feeling that Bulk and Skull have wandered into real danger here.
Yeah.
Because this is a genuinely terrifying monster.
He steals their face.
Definitely steals their faces.
Matt, describe what that looks like.
It looks like they've got some paper on their face.
Yeah.
It's slightly more technically advanced than that, but it doesn't look like their faces are gone. It looks like they have something on their face.
Yes. Which...
they do not sell the effect very well.
I mean, I almost felt like that was the intent. Like, it covered their faces, but it doesn't...
No, I think they were going for, like, all their facial features have vanished and now they're a zombie.
It's not...
It's not that.
It's not great.
And it just makes them stand there and sort of be inanimate for a bit.
Yeah.
And it's not like zombies like the Z-Way zombies that would walk around like...
No,
they stand there.
Yeah, they just stand there. So, basically, they kind of jump out of the way of some lasers, and then Adam gets hit.
Yep.
And it's fascinating, because he has to try and sell Faceless Zombie without you being able to see his face.
Yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah.
And the way the lasers hit him and later Aisha in this scene looks actually painful.
We get some, like, practical spark effects.
Yeah, and it looks like there's, like, holes in the costume, and it's, like, 3 shots directly to the chest, and each one, the body sort of, like, is visibly shaken by the blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks intense for this show.
Practical effects, guys.
Yeah.
Always better.
Always better.
Well, not always better, necessarily.
Mostly better.
Often better.
Yep.
Anyway, so Adam and Aisha get hit. The other Rangers teleport away. With Adam and Aisha. And they take off their masks in the command center. And they've got a white thing on top of their face as well. Oh no.
Ah! You right?
Yeah. So Billy's like, I don't know what to do. Oh, I know what to do.
We could talk to Xena, Warrior Princess. She'll be able to help us out.
She's just a Xena.
Oh, okay. She's not the Xena.
She's not
I
the
understand.
Xena, right? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's like, oh, it's the Power Rangers. What do you guys want? She doesn't sound very upset about this exhibit being taken and the face sealer being loose in Angel Grove.
Yeah, if it's going to get loosed somewhere, Angel Grove's probably the best choice.
I mean, sure, but still,
Thanks.
like, your culture's mythological boogeyman,
Yeah.
A, definitely real.
Yep.
B, definitely at least a little your fault that it's free.
Yep.
C, just a couple 100 metres away.
Yes.
You think you'd be a little panicky.
Yeah. Well, it's Xena. You know, she's level-headed.
A's... Anyway, they take the masks.
Yep.
And they teleport back into the fight. And the masks protect them.
So they're not wearing the masks, but they hold them up in front of their faces whenever Face Sealer tries to laser them.
Yeah.
And instead of being hit by the lasers, it kind of reflects back at Face Stealer. Now, what's interesting to me about this is that I could see an argument for what the masks do is stop you from having an actual face to steal.
Yeah, I buy that. And so the laser doesn't work on you.
Yes, but
But
the Rangers have masks.
permanently. And what I was expecting is that they try and fight it unmorphed. One of them would lose their face.
Yes.
And then morph, and that would be a mask that protected them.
Yes.
But instead, their masks don't work. They need double masks.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
I guess the masks are just magic.
I suppose.
So the laser bounces back and hits the face stealer.
Yep.
And all the faces fly off him.
Yeah, which is a terrifying visual. But also, I guess the implication here is that while we were not looking, Face Stealer went into the town and stole the faces of a whole bunch of people.
I'm sure there's one that's a baby.
There's one that's a baby, and there's a guy with glasses, so it's not like it's all of the people he stole faces from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Because also, where are those faces going?
Just back to the corpses. The faces are just sitting on the corpses.
God, Michael. Yeah, so...
It's alright, they're all buried, except the one that's in a museum.
That's a terrifying new sequel to Night at the Museum. So the faces fire the monster, and sort of that's going to be a problem. So Rita and Lord Zed make it go.
Oh yeah, Adam and Aisha are fine now. They get their faces back.
Teleport back into the fight.
Alright, so also, Titanus ready for battle.
Yeah.
That's good. So, before we get to him,
Yep.
they do their Megazord, summon it, spinny crane kick.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool. They do like a dive bomb.
Yep.
And that turns into their regular punch attack.
Yep.
And then Lord Zed gets so angry he throws the jar to Earth.
Yeah. Not wise.
Yeah. So, Ninja Ultrazord.
Yes.
It's just the Ninja Megazord standing in Titanus.
Yes.
It's also, very obviously, the toy Ninja Megazord in a toy Titanus.
Yes. The thing is, they try and sell it by cutting in shots of Titanus...
from the Mighty Morphin footage.
Yes. That is close up and great Japanese effects. But all that does is make the other stuff look worse by contrast.
It's so incredibly obvious watching it and being kind of aware.
Yeah. And especially because just looking at that footage, the Ninja Megazord toy of the time was terrible.
I think that in particular, if that had been a great model,
Yeah.
you could have gotten away with it. But because we've just seen the suit dude version, and this is the shitty plastic cast version.
Yep.
It's just
no good.
No.
And, to be frank, Titanus has always been kind of terrible.
Yeah.
He's not Thor. Thor did cool things. Titanus just kind of rolls up and shoots lasers, which everything in this show can do.
The thing that happens when it becomes an Ultrazord is they just shoot more missiles and lasers.
Yeah. Not a fan, to be honest.
I mean, I kind of understand why they only did it once, but also why, it must have at least taken a dude a day to shoot that footage, right?
Yeah.
That's not a nothing investment. That's...
I've got to imagine they did it once, and they used it because they had it, but kind of realised that was a silly thing to do.
Maybe, but it's just...
And why have it in the opening credits, guys?
Everything about the decision to bring Titanus back this season is just...
mystifying.
Absolutely bizarre.
Well, okay, not that mystifying. It's about selling toys.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We haven't seen Ninja in a long time.
No, he's cool.
He's so cool.
I want more of that guy.
Why not sell more Ninjas, guys?
Yeah. Oh well.
Alright, so that destroys the face stealer.
Yep.
And then he goes back into the urn.
Yeah. Because he's not a Rita and Lord Zed monster.
No, he's a real
monster. He's an real monster.
There's a lot to deal with there as well.
Yeah.
Like,
how many more
other
real
monsters?
Yeah.
How do you know who dealt with the...
Can you be like, we're having trouble with this real monster from Myth. Can we call Thor for backup? Where does the line stop?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Look, if Thor shows up, I'm on board.
Yeah,
but
Thor, Hercules...
mythological Power Rangers. I dig
Mythical
it.
Power Rangers.
Well, they're also mythological.
Not until someone writes a research paper about them.
People have written research papers about Thor and Hercules.
I'm
willing to bet on that.
Not Power Rangers, though.
Maybe.
It's not impossible.
Yeah. It would be, a nonsense paper, because this is a nonsense TV show.
Yes.
Anyway, so they grab the urn, and they go to take it back to the museum as Power Rangers. And Bulk and Skull are like, we'll take care of that. They want the credit, basically. And then they're just, throwing the urn around.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where it makes you really uncomfortable because it's not an appropriate time to be playing silly persons.
It's if they didn't believe it had a face stealer in it, that would be fine.
Yeah.
But their faces were stolen.
Yeah.
They know that it contains a face-stealing monster. They should be much less
cavalier
about it.
Yes.
Anyway, they get arrested.
Yep.
Because the cops are like, hey, that shit was missing from the museum. You guys have got that shit.
And it's just kind of left there, with Bulk and Skull presumably going to jail, never to be seen again.
Oh yeah, with the next time we see Bulk and Skull, they're all covered in tattoos from their 12 months in prison.
Yeah.
It's really bleak, actually.
Yeah.
So anyway, Azina now is down at the juice bar, and she just wanted to let everyone know that, everything got returned and they've got extra guards now.
Yep.
That's basically it.
That's it.
Kim says something about how experiencing other cultures is great, because apparently we can't finish an episode of this show without doing a moral these days.
Yeah.
And that's... Yeah.
It ends on a pretty lame note.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in the middle, kind of. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, will we rank this episode?
Yeah. Rocky, Aisha, or Adam?
Maybe an Aisha?
I think so.
It's not terrible.
The monster's really cool.
Yeah.
And having another location is good. The Megazord fight is terrible.
Yep.
And everything else is not great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright. Why don't we put the face stealer on the creature feature?
Yeah, high, I think.
Yeah.
Cool monster.
How high are you thinking?
Pretty high. What's number 15 on the list?
Number 15 is King Sphinx.
See, he's iconic.
Yeah. Alright, let's go up from King Sphinx.
Yep.
Sockadillo.
Yeah, he did play soccer.
Beamcaster.
Yep.
Snizzard.
Yep.
The Wizard of Destruction.
Yep.
Bones.
Okay, not higher than Bones.
No. So below King Sphinx, Canasti Canite, Ganali Gnome,
I think.
Kachunky Kachicken.
Oh, Chunky Chicken's pretty cool. There's some really iconic monsters in that section of the list.
Immediately below Chunky Chicken, we've got Artist Mole.
I think higher than Artist Mole.
I'd be happy to put in between Chunky Chicken and Artist Mole.
Let's do that.
That's a nice little number 19.
Especially this late in the show, to
Yeah.
get one quite high on the list. It's a solid effort.
Good work there, Face Stealer.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess that's it for Final Face Off.
That is.
We'll be back next week with the Potion Notion.
Ah, great. But no face-offs, because that was the last one.
Yeah, no more face-offs ever again, except for the film.
No more conflict. It's going to be like Star Wars Next Generation from here on out.
Star Wars The Next Generation.
Not what I meant.
Okay, but it is what you said. That's fine. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
And we'll see you then.
Bye, guys. I might. Matt.